Sunday. S-U-N-D-A-Y, Songwriting, AATFP.
Feel like you cry too much? Well, maybe you need to cry more. Maybe crying is your friend. Maybe crying is your superpower. Maybe crying gets the sad out. Maybe crying gets the poison out. Last week I talked about anger. This week I talk about sadness. What's going on? Are these emotions that we have? Is it okay to have emotions? Is it normal? Do we deny our emotions? How do we deny our emotions? It's okay to cry. Do you feel stupid when you cry? Do you feel ugly when you cry? You are beautiful when you cry. You're human. Let it out. I don't want to show my eyes. I've been crying.
Emotions. Emotions are everything. So I thought I needed to do a Sunday vlog, even though, okay, fine, it's, what is it, Wednesday? Don't hate. I worked very long hours this weekend, like 22 hours, 11 hours. What are you doing, friend? What are you doing over there? I've been through a lot in my life, you know, and it just doesn't go away. You have to work on it. Like, I was with a psycho at one point in my life, like this psychopathic man. And I still kind of have some healing to do about that. Because my birthday is coming up, I was doing some writing about it, and it was like 5 years ago, maybe longer. It's like the whole like emissions thing for the birthday thing. It was like kind of parallel of what's going on this year. I basically had a lot, like $2,000 worth of car repairs to do that year. And it was related to my check engine light somehow. I think I got scammed by the car shop. But anyway, I ain't gonna lie. Once again, I got a fat car bill for the emissions for my catalytic converter on my birthday. Happy birthday to me. It's like almost $1,000. What is up with that?
I mean, come on, it's supposed to be happy birthday.
I think I gotta set
Not
up
sad birthday to you,
little
sad birthday to
tip
me, sad
basket
birthday
on
to
my
me.
Facebook page. Help me fix my car. So much car stuff since April. It's been like $2,000. Who's got that kind of money? Hi. So I purposely put on this army shirt because I feel like that's the antithesis of feeling our feelings. Soldiers are taught to be not feeling. Is this damaging our humanity? Thank you for watching Sunday Songwriting 173. Rant is happening after the video, so you can watch the song, everyone who wants to watch the song, and then you could stick around and hear some of my words of wisdom. Because I'm a very old lady, and I have things to share from my experience. All right, here we go. It's poison, that's why we cry it out. So boys and girls, why give in to doubt? It's poison, that's why we cry it out. Let your tears fall, let your tears flow. Intoxicated hearts need a good hot bath. Saline plated too, oh, it heals the wrath. It's poison, that's why we cry it out. Tears release toxins. Tears release toxins. Navigating through these tears helps everything become so clear. Just take out your spiritual umbrella, it can help you here. Wash away the gunk that seems to flog a filter of your fear. You did not expect all this trouble to suddenly appear. It's poison, that's why we cry it out. So boys and girls, why give in to doubt? It's poison, that's why we cry it out. Let your tears fall, let your tears flow. Intoxicated hearts need a good hot bath. Saline plated too, oh, it heals the wrath. It's poison, that's why we cry it out. Tears release toxins. Tears release toxins. There's happy tears too, and that's okay too. It's only when you feel bad about crying that your mind's lying, 'cause it is trying to make sense of the storm, thunder. There's always rivers running deep under what's going on in front of your eyes. What you see and that river that runs deep flow tight together to clear up the lies. So keep these flows connected, the water of the earth and the water of the skies. Yes, let them work together. It's when you break them apart that you feed the disguise. It's poison, that's why we cry it out. So boys and girls, why give in to doubt? It's poison, that's why we cry it out. Let your tears fall, let your tears flow. Intoxicated hearts need good hot baths. Saline plated too, oh, it heals the wrath. It's poison, that's why we cry it out. Tears release toxins. Tears release toxins. There's two rivers flowing, one on the outside and one deep inside. Don't know where they're going, I just wanna wait it out and feel the tide. They travel together and it's not always an easy ride. I gotta keep them connected to stay mentally satisfied. Two rivers, two rivers. Gotta keep that flow, gotta keep that flow. Two rivers, two rivers. I gotta keep that flow, gotta keep that flow. The lies hurting the light, the lies hurting the light, the lies hurting the light, the lies hurt in 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 the light. There were so many lies, and I couldn't breathe in my eyes, 'cause I couldn't find an opening. Everything was already filled up with lies. I couldn't breathe with my eyes, 'cause I couldn't find an opening. Everything was already filled up with lies. Everything was already filled up with lies. The lies hurt in the light, 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 the lies hurt in the light. It's poison, that's why we cry it out. So boys and girls, why give in to doubt? It's poison, that's why we cry it out. Let your tears fall, let your tears flow. Intoxicated hearts need a good hot bath. Saline plated too, oh, it heals the wrath. It's poison, that's why we cry it out. Tears release toxins. Tears release toxins. Tears release toxins. Tears release toxins. So let it out. Let it go. Breathe the truth in your eyes. Realize you're worth it. Your importance to the ties. Also, I'm really excited about Off the Grid Fest,
August 18th, 19th, and 20th.
18th, 19th,
I'm performing the
20th,
19th. When are you performing, Trey?
which is my birthday weekend.
I'm playing with Holly Palea,
And
I think on the 19th as well.
yeah, so I hope to see you all there. The 19th is when we're playing at around 5:30 at the dance stage. Oh yeah, come and dance. I am also really excited about rebuilding Ox. And here is a little snippet of the remnants of Ox that we are adding on to. Check this out.
Yeah, it feels like some kind of ruins in Israel. I walk in here. It's like these beautiful abandoned walls, and the sun is shining so bright. And these benches, so beautiful.
See?
So I basically came here every day last year, and if I was ever feeling like bad or upset about myself, I would come into the mud house because one of the rules is you have to be kind to everyone, including yourself.
And you go to school where?
Agnes Scott?
Oh, thank you so much. That means so much to me. I was with my friend, and he just started having some kind of a temper tantrum and started screaming in my face. And it was public, and it was humiliating, and it was my birthday, and so it was like it ruined my birthday. So my birthday's coming up, and it just reminded me of that, and so I did a really great emotional cleansing exercise for it. And it brought up crying, and that's okay, because I got through it, you know? It's like I was crawling in the dirt in the tunnel, and I went in there. I mean, I literally, like, lay down on my floor, and I could not get up. Like, I felt this pain in my left shoulder, and I was like, I cannot move. I can't move. I can't feel this. I don't want to feel this. I don't want to feel this. And then I just cried it out, and I checked my belief system, and my belief system said, that is over. I'm not saying, like, I'm just gonna, like, forget about it, because it doesn't work that way. I mean, I can try, like, consciously, but my subconscious is pretty much a huge part of me, and that pretty much dictates what's going on. So if I do still have feelings about it, then it's there. And a beautiful trigger is going to bring it up, or I can actively work on it and dig it up myself. It's just like gardening. You know, if I want to plant beautiful flowers, then I can tend the soil and get it ready and get it fertile for the seed. Or I can just be like, why aren't these flowers growing? Or, you know, or why aren't any flowers growing? Oh my goodness. So anyway, I was healing and feeling through that. And the reason why it's important to feel about it for me, and everyone's different. I'm not telling you what to do. Part of this healing exercise that I do requires me to look at all angles of it. And if I'm able to feel that pain and feel that hurt, I might not have been able to before, because I might have been feeling like I internalized some of the humiliation and some of the shame, and I blamed myself. And so by being able to feel through it, I am able to give that back to the person who tried to give it to me, like his intimidation, and not own any of it, and still be able to be like, yeah, I can have an awesome birthday. It's not about you. You trying to ruin it because you're trying to get off on making someone else miserable. Whatever. Magical things happen all the time. I had such a magical weekend. So seriously, what happens if we don't cry? If we weren't supposed to cry, then why would we cry? If we weren't supposed to have emotions, then why would they be there? Are they do you think that people cry to manipulate? if we're crying, there's a reason why I think that crying gets toxins out. That tears release toxins, and that's why the song is called Tears Release Toxins. I have vivid memories of choking back tears as a child in school. And as, at least in Georgia, school just started this week, I think for children and adults alike, it can bring up that experience of not being able to let the tears flow for whatever reason. This can induce a state of confusion at best, which is more ominous than we might think, and a state of totally I can't get out of bed at the worst spectrum. But why? Our tears are our friends. This is all my opinion, okay? Our emotions are our friends. Energy in motion. There's a reason we need to move our energy. We have these magical bodies with deep underground streams and surface streams, the conscious and the subconscious. And they all work together to keep us balanced. I think what happens in societal norm demands is something called behavioral conditioning. Now, when I studied cognitive development in college, something that struck me was the research development on integrating emotional connection into early childhood learning and how that created advanced achievement. These readings caused me to reflect on how I did not feel my emotions were welcome, invited into the learning space in my public school. I got by on memorizing instead of integrating knowledge in my body. I felt immediate fear, shame, and humiliation when I felt emotions bubble up. I felt the constant need to defend myself to teachers, create a disguise to fortify against some kind of attack on my emotions. Though on the one hand, this did preserve me from getting set up for possible deeper wounding, it also created a separation of flow between my inner and outer streams of emotion. I could cry inside while performing with quiet studiousness to please my teacher. I could show people who they wanted to see without sharing who I was. Can you see how this created confusion in my energy as well as a barrier inside myself, differentiating these two channels of energy instead of utilizing the inherent bridge between the two worlds? And I imagine we all do it. Or maybe not, to some degree. I don't see how we could survive amidst these expectations without constructing these alternative approaches to our reality, if you would. And so, on top of this, if instead I was trained at a young age to fortify that bridge between the two worlds, my emotions and my expressions, imagine what kind of super strong sense of self and super strong superpowers that would result. Though the bridge was all but knocked down by the end of college, and studying child development, I think, saved me, it was my music and songwriting all of my life that kept that bridge there. It brought my subconscious flow of feelings into my conscious expression and sharing of my energy, my voice, with the world. And I purposely did not study music in college because I didn't want education to taint my innate flow. I needed that more than technique, if that makes any sense. Mind you, I had a lot of technique in piano lessons, where there was hardly any room for my original music in her strict classes. My original music was always pretty much separate from any teacher approval systems. So that was what I needed at the time, and I am grateful. And still to this day, in my career challenges, in my relationships, I work to maintain the bridge between my inner and outer emotions, based on the space I am in and whether or not emotions are welcome. Emotions are the worst, harshly judged and belittled, and along a lighter spectrum, just squeezed out, just not invited, as if you are subconsciously an unwelcomed guest. Can you see what this is doing as a culture to our self-esteem? If your emotions aren't welcome, the ultimate message is you are not welcome. Now top that off with punishment for having emotions. That's a whole new kind of self-esteem sabotage party. Emotions have been so choked out, parallel to the springs being tapped to create industrial infrastructure. Not only do we operate from a more ego-driven place because of this, but just like life cannot exist on Earth without water, and its flow gets redirected, not just stopped, our emotions get pigeonholed into accepted releases. Like going berserk at a football game or over politics. That kind of anger is expected and accepted. Elation over material things. You can just look at commercials and sitcoms to find out what emotions are acceptable in society. And it's easy to forget that we have more emotions than what they show us. It's easy to get confused if you're constantly watching TV or commercials to think that those are the only emotions that exist. They just seem short-lived, indulgent emotional expression, short-lived satisfaction to feel life or to tap into an emotional truth and release some of that movement so we stay somewhat sane. It's like giving us breadcrumbs of our life force, the emotional body of water that we have deep within us. Tapping into it for just the socially accepted experience is like having breadcrumbs, and we deserve a full course meal. Does that make sense? So I know that I personally have some buried sadness from past trauma, and I get to work through it when I get triggered or when I just decide to work on it. It's kind of like cleaning a house. I would venture to say that any pool of buried emotion, whether sadness or otherwise, is a cesspool or a feeding ground for disease. And I would even venture to say it attracts fleas. That rhymes. Maybe that could be a song. Fleas, aka not so healthy relationships or situations in life. And of course, having addictions helps to keep these cesspools under control. It's just my theory. Not spilling out. But at the same time, by keeping them there, we are in essence nurturing their existence and undermining our own general well-being. It does feel unnatural to integrate sadness into the soul body because souls are pure joy. Sadness is an experience in life. It is not the experience of eternity. If you have this sadness inside of you and you don't feel it, then it's really hard to get to the other side where you feel great joy. Same with anger, same with confusion, same with shock, which is really tricky. So I play music to help us get those pools out like fountains, and let's see what happens. I don't know. Thank you for watching. I love you very much. Have an amazing week.